Welcome back, and today we're talking about inequalities. There's a lot of writing in this start, a lot of basics we got to cover. So I have the notes pre-written. Feel free to pause it if you need to copy them down as I go through them. Now, these are the basics for inequalities here. You might be familiar with all these different symbols. I'll go over them quickly. And again, you've got the notes. You might have been told that this inequality sign is similar to an alligator or Pac-Man or some creature where the bigger or the opening goes toward the bigger side, and that's the way that I think of them. So I'd read this: x is greater than 1 because the sign opens toward the bigger value. So we got x is greater than 1, and when we graph it, we have an open circle at the 1, which is this number here. And greater than goes to the right. I like to remember it because greater has a little r at the end. And of course, right starts with the letter R. It's also an open circle because there's no line underneath. If you look at the first and second different symbols, the only difference is this line underneath or right there. Well, that gives us a closed circle, and it changes the words from greater than to greater than or equal to. Okay. So this one we'd say x is greater than, again, opening still towards that side of the value, but this line underneath means or equal to. So you have a closed dot for your graph, and it moves to the right because you still are greater than. Down here, we now flip the sign, so the variable is not greater than the other side, so it's less than. So x is less than 1, and we have an open circle, no line underneath there, going to the left. And this guy here, we have x is less than or equal to 1. So we have a closed circle and the line going to the left. Now, we're throwing these terms around. We got these graphs. What do they actually mean? What these guys mean is any value that makes these inequalities true is a solution or a valid option that the value could be. What does this mean? Well, easiest way is to show you a couple examples. If I have this situation here, I need to remember what it means. We got x, the openings toward the 2. So we know x is less than 2. 2 is greater than x. So x is less than 2. I'm going to graph this guy. And I'll just go 1, 2, 3. And when I graph this guy, I have my open circle at 2. Remember, this guy tells you where your circle is going to be. No line underneath means it's open. X is less than, going to the left. Less than starts with L. Left also starts with L. Boom, there we go. There's my graph. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, this is showing us all the different solutions that make x less than 2 true. These are all solutions because all these values are less than 2. And I will touch on the fact that we have the open circle here. Wheel. The open circle is open because it does not work for this situation. X is less than 2. 2 is not less than 2. So it's an open circle. Now, the alternative of that, let me show you the other option. I'll kind of do a quick one over here. I'm going to go x is greater than or equal to -1. Okie dokie. I'm going to graph this guy. We have our -2, -1, 0. And looking at this sign, we recognize, okay, we have a line underneath, which means we have a closed circle at -1. I need to get a closed circle right there. There's my closed circle. X is greater than, goes to the right. Boom. And here too, these are all my solutions because they would make this inequality accurate. And in this particular case, if I put 0 in, 0 is in fact greater than -1. -1 is greater than or equal to -1, which is why we have a closed circle. Anyway, there's the basics for kind of writing, graphing, and talking about inequalities. In the next video, we're going to get into some algebraic equations using these same inequality symbols.